What's up YouTube? This is Stone of FluidanimsTV, and today I'm going to be giving you a little one-on-one lesson here on stick figure construction. We get a lot of questions for people starting out on how to animate, what you need, where should you start, this and that. Use a tablet, don't use a tablet. I can tell you, starting out, a good program to get for what we do is Macromedia Flash Professional 8. Also, Adobe Flash CS3, CS4, CS5 works just as well, but with Flash 8 you get a little bit bigger brush sizes, and so you'll be able to not be, I guess you say, you can be zoomed in further and still create your stick figures at a pretty decent size. So today we're basically just going to go over a quick overview on how to do basic stick figure construction. Obviously, if you're going to be animating these guys, you're going to want to know how to draw them. And I'll show you, what's good, what's bad in constructing a stick figure, as well as some different tips and tricks on brush sizes, zooming in up here, and smoothing. It's just some questions we get asked pretty frequently. So I'm going to start and create a new layer here. I'm going to go to my brush, and generally what I like to do is be in 100% and select the largest size brush for pretty much a larger stick figure. If I were to be zoomed in a little bit, say 200%, and you can do that by holding Control and hitting plus. It's kind of handy, a little fun. Anyways, if I was going to be doing smaller stick figures, I would do the same technique I'm about to show you, except on a smaller scale. But for these purposes, we're going to be 100%, largest brush size, and I'm just going to dot my screen here and give my character a head. If you already have a line background established, I'm basically going to be setting his feet down there, or if you didn't have a line background, you could just move his head down and start him from the bottom of the stage there. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to zoom in 200%, and a pretty good brush size, I guess proportion for his body, is going to the third or fourth brush size here. After you've zoomed into 200%, I'm just going to go to the third one and take a look and see how that looks. And that looks pretty good. Now what I'm doing when I'm drawing this is I have my right hand on my tablet, my pen, and my left hand's on Control Z, so I can just keep going back and forth if I don't like it, back and forth until I get it right. Now you want about equal distance, it doesn't have to be exact, but about equal distance from head to waist, from waist to the ground. But the key thing to always remember is draw things in portions. Like, you didn't see me go and try to draw my whole stick figure all the way down, because what happens is if you don't like one little tiny part of it, you have to get rid of the whole thing. I usually like to draw joint to joint. So like neck to waist, from waist to knee, and knee to foot. Another good rule of thumb, if you're just in a more relaxed position, the edge of your head should be about where your toe is. Otherwise, your guys will be more in an attack-like position. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Waist to knee, knee to foot. And then for his arms, I'll do shoulder to elbow, and then elbow to hand. And this guy's pretty proportionate, pretty decent size. He's not too rough and sketchy. If you want to change up your style a little bit of your brush stroke, what you do is have your brush selected, and you can change your smoothing. I like to use 25 smoothing. It allows you to be a little more precise, as well as not being too rigid. If you go to 0, it's going to be very precise, but you're going to be very, rigid, I guess you could say. It's not going to smoothen out your edges. But if you go too high in your smoothing, it's going to try to correct your brush strokes. So you can see I'll try to draw a character here, and you notice as I finish my stroke it kind of changes what I actually put, which can be good and bad. But generally I like the precision of 25 with mixed a little bit of smoothing in there. Some bad examples of the anatomy of a stick figure, and the construction would be most commonly you get an oversized head, thinner body with basically a neck. I mean, anything given the neck is going to look weird because he doesn't have shoulders to put the neck on. So it gives it a really awkward look and a feel, kind of a ditzy feeling to it. Now you can kind of give him a neck if you decide to give him shoulders. It looks a little bit more reasonable, shoulders and waist. But most of the time that doesn't happen. So stay away from adding necks. And if you stick to drawing your limbs from joint to joint, you'll be a lot more precise, so you won't end up with a smoothed out looking knee. And you won't have to redo as much. But all in all, if you follow this basic proportions here, your head should be about, or your body should be about a third of the brush size down, or a little bit less, depending on what you want to do here, when you zoom twice as much in. So, back to what we did in the beginning, had the larger size brush, had 100%, then I zoomed in to 200%, and I took the 300, or the third brush size for his body. Alright, that about wraps it up for today's quick tutorial on stick construction and a little bit of anatomy thrown in there. Stay tuned to FluidanimsTV, and we'll be having these updates regularly. See ya!